Look at this. Look what woe drips so easily from this practiced hand. Was not 1,000,000 hours enough to prevent this? Was a lifetime's fortitude not enough to forestall these follies? What other craftsman would carry on when the day's work might wring from the holy fabric not a wonder, but a waste? Alas, I find myself abandoned, alone, and forgotten. What cruel fate is this? Is there no order, no satisfaction, no solidity to be grasped in this forsaken place? Muse, Muse, my dear Muse, would you really want all of me? To the point of exhaustion, would you have me forego my family, my charges, my cares for the blessing of your inspiration? No. For even that is not the Muse's way, for we cannot even know what the Muse asks. We toil without the honor of knowing the task. We welter in failure without knowing what it would take to succeed. You ask for faith, Muse. You ask for the abdication of the throne of reason to your rapacious whim. You ask for thoughtful abandon, for careful indulgence, for measured ecstasy. You ask the impossible. Humility aside, what greater humiliation could there be than to have dedicated my whole intellect, my whole body, my whole being to this pursuit, in the naive hope that it were noble, worthy, and just, only to find it capricious, adventitious, and utterly without respect for the upright heart? Curse you, demon. No Muse are you of kindness, who on downy wing alights upon the darkness and illumines the occluded and obscure. Nay, on this day I see you for what you are. Devil. Deceiver. I've grown taut and weak off your parsimonious dole, and I see you shower virtuosity on the unworthy just to spite me. You have them shine candescent with your love, not for their own merits, but to cast in loathsome shadow those you rejoice in tormenting. What did I do to deserve this, oh Lord of art? Were the hecatombs not enough to honor you? Was every free moment not enough to prove my devotion? Was my stoicism towards failure and frothy public passion not satisfactorily evangelistic in your eyes? You could not possibly be ill-served by the tithes I paid to your great schools. In that regard, I place myself second to none. Low enough was my station as artist anchorite, even when your bounty flowed. Now the curtain's up, and the farce is unfaceable. I'm as the actor who forgot not the character, but forgot himself instead. Vainglorious was my life's goal. Miserly was my achievement. And if it were not enough to strike down your humble servant at his most obsequious, this ignominy only compounds. The multiplying villainies of this deception leave even the innocent, the uninvolved, marred by my faith. Look at the poor wretches I have misled on this damnable YouTube channel with my optimistic passions. I taught them nothing, showed them nothing, improved nothing. All I did was display the puissance of this great possessor, who has made of me a dancing puppet, and a lurid one at that. I was hopeless to resist my strings as I beat my chest and my mouth fell open. And I cringe now at the florid flourishes of this hand that illustrated my ignorance. May these records be the study of a fool. Let posterity hold me up as proof that joy can be the best bait for idiot man, with its poisoned core and honeyed skin. Let my lessons only be restated in the scriptoriums of the mad. For the crime of misleading the impressionable youth of YouTube, I accept the hemlock, and I hope that where my twisted tutelage has taken root, that the true gospel of grinding out the fundies will find its way. How low I have fallen. How abject this posture, my mummer's pose of supplication in this tableau of Tartuffery. How worse to be the hypocrite when 'twas I hurled opprobrium at the thoughtless. They who I thought led astray the young naive artist. Those poor beginners. It was my own perfidiousness the tyro should have feared all along. Sophistry was always man's great error, and here it rears forthwith from this very mouth. What apology could one like I proffer that would make right such a wretched wrong? Back, back, back to the mines, yea noble, yea unblemished. Joy comes to those who wait, who earn it. Dash thy souls against the cragged shores of perspective and geoforms for as long as possible before cruel life insists your time is out. Beautiful work will fall heavy from the pregnant limb in easeful cycle once AI robots can confirm your perspective lines are accurate. Hasten, hurry, rush, for pictures paint themselves once thou know what single shade this or that plane must be based on the laws of light. What is joy now compared to joy later that stuns and shocks the audience? We are but man. We cannot know nature's laws. The operations of this infinitude are forever beyond our grasp, and we must own up to our benighted state, in which all knowing is unknowing, all certainty a jest. In this dungeon horrible, we must admit, anything could be true, including that harsh subjection to the numbing practice of isolated skills is the only path to artistic merit. My heart, my hand, these tremulous organs have failed me for the last time. To those for whom will springs eternal, I say, fight on. Resist thy childish urges to paint cool things, and instead tie fast with lariat around your neck a stone of mighty heft and hurl thyself into the sea of practice, never to resurface. Drown happily amongst your studies and instructional art content, hopefully mine, and resist thy libidinous fever to depict your dreams until the rightful wedding night. As for I, never again will I indenture myself to that vacuous avocation. No consummation comes for me, so I will not waste this will on lonely vespers at my vacant bed. Let me not prevaricate on points so powerful. Pencils and pens will lie, relinquished, on this desk from here on out. I repudiate my calling and I void my teachings. On this foreign marl I leave my deracinated drawings. Wailsome horrors useful only to warn away the young. May they see them strewn along these blasted embankments and whisper to each other, lo, this place is the seat of desolation, void of life and love. Let us not linger long here. Swiftly us onto sweeter shores, perhaps those of finance. Away then, away. Please, no pitying glances over the shoulder or outstretched hands as you leave me. There's no place in Isles of Light for lugubrious draftsmen like me. I usher you out into Eden and lock the gates to perdition behind you. My ordained rounds I make now in darkness, to harry the careless creatives who would wander here. My consolation will come that comes to all, when in my blighted bower on my own I cede my final breath, and drawing's grip on this mere man slackens, long at last.